Right, welcome to this Tactics and Showcase video. It's for Space Wolves Grey Hunters, so another one of the troops choices that Space Wolves have access to. So we've taken a look at Blood Claws already, it's done a video on them, and then now it's the turn for the Grey Hunters. I think two options that are quite comparable depending on what emphasis you want to go for, close combat or more for firepower, but even Grey Hunters, as we'll see here, pretty good in close combat as well, which is great. It is a showcase video, so I have a number of Grey Hunters here. They've been painted up by Siege Studios. I'll just bring those into the picture here. So I have a unit of 10. So here they are, like so, all on the new 32mm bases here. I've got two plasma guns, sort of a general all-round weapon to take, but we'll zoom in here and take a closer look at these models. So there they are. Just to compare, that's the Blood Claw. So you can see the shoulder pad marks them separately. Other than that, they're about the same. And usually you'll see Blood Claws with the more close combat combination here, bolt pistol and chainsword, and the bolter there for the Grey Hunters. But they're just showing the difference between the two. So these have been painted up by Siege Studios. You can check them out. SSWG.co.uk. I got these painted up on commission here. I asked them to do the basing the same as the other armies that I have, and they copied the tutorial that's on the channel, which is great. But excellent detail work. That face looks really good. Paint on this one here. Show you a couple with the, again, the face is painted up really well. That's the plasma weaponry on those two. Pretty cool. And I think they've marked out a squad leader here, just with the chainsaw drawn. Great pose, that one. And then a couple more. Love the wolf's head, the black wolf's head here on this one. Very unique looking for the Space Wolves. And then this one here, this bare-headed guy, looks very cool. And there's the pelts there at the back. Like so. Great thing about Space Wolves, all these individual little details added in to make these separate from regular Space Marines. So absolutely superb. They're real nice plastic kits for sure. So that's the Grey Hunters. We'll check out the rules for them now. So just push those to the side. So they're a troops choice then. I think Space Wolves have two very solid troops choices to go for. So I think it's puts them in a good position. Regular Space Marines are cheap enough in points. So there's the Blood Claws. And you've got Grey Hunters. Oh, you've got Intercessors as well, of course. So excellent choice. And then Scouts are actually elite. So I think Space Wolves three solid troops choices to go for. Grey Hunters then are the same in points cost as the Blood Claws. So I have more Blood Claws in my list because I want to go more aggressive with my force, but I do want some kind of firepower support, especially if you're trying to camp out an objective, for example, and these guys are sort of hanging back. That would be more their role. And then if there is a bit of close combat needed, especially against sort of light infantry and hordes, then they should do well as well. So I've kind of don't want to spend too many points on them. Want to give them a little bit of firepower. And now we're using new beta rules for bolters. I tried this in the previous game I played with these, just camping them on an objective, getting them into cover, and then just laying down that bolter discipline firepower. So the 2 shots at long range if they remain stationary. That's really good. They're chucking out a lot of shots. It's actually quite impressive how they did. So usual stats for a Space Marine, all the same. Leadership 7 though, so if you want to increase the leadership, you do have to go for the Wolf Guard Pack Leader or the Wolf Guard Terminator Pack Leader. So that's what I've done. I've gone for a bigger unit. So I take a unit of 10 because it gives you, for every 5 models, you may take an item from the special weapons list and replace in your bolter. So I wanted the 2 plasmas. And the idea is that the other models are brought down and slain, and the opponent has to try and get through those other 8 to try and reach these 2 plasma guns. So there's plasma guns that I've taken. You can go for flamers and so on, depends what you want to use them for. Plasma guns, you know, they can take wounds off a vehicle quite easily, take down heavy infantry, no problem as well. So sort of a high caliber weapon, and not too expensive now. Actually, I think they're 11 points each now, which is really good. Yeah, they took a points reduction, so 11 points a time, which isn't very much. Just gives you a bit of punch with those against whatever target. So usually heavy infantry and vehicles I'd be aiming for with them. So the other thing here is any Grey Hunter may take a chainsword. It doesn't replace anything else, so it's going to have a bolter, bolt pistol, and then it can take a chainsword as well. That's going to give an extra attack. So even these guys here, they're modelled with bolters, but they can carry chainswords. They're all going to get 2 attacks each then, which is absolutely superb. It really is good. So I've gone for Blood Claws because I really want to go for the all-out assault with those. But if you're looking for units that are going to provide anti-hordes and firepower, then perhaps Grey Hunters is the better option, because you can still get lots of attacks with them, but you can get a fair bit more decent firepower from them. And if you're going to go for firepower, you definitely want to choose these guys because their ballistic skill is 3+, as opposed to Blood Claws with a 4+ ballistic skill. So I don't equip mine too heavy, loads of upgrades, because I don't want to spend too many points on them. They're going to get shot at, lose models. I don't want to spend too much if they get blown away. One upgrade I do add, and I'll talk about this a lot in the Blood Claws video, and that's to add a Terminator model, a Wolfguard Terminator pack leader. The one that I've been using is this one here. So he's to provide a bit of close combat punch. If they are attacked, there's a Terminator in the squad that can dish out some damage. He's buried in the squad, so it's hard for the opponent to try and get to him. And vitally, I think to increase the firepower of these, take a Storm Bolter. On a Terminator, you can, even if you move, you're going to get your maximum firepower even at long range. So 4 shots at a time coming from this guy. It just gives a nice healthy boost to the amount of firepower that can come from this squad. So Terminator with a Storm Bolter, I think is a great one. And then for a bit of close combat ability, just put a Power Sword in there. And it's only 4 points. Yeah, 4 points, next to nothing. And it means that you've got some decent attacks. And he comes with 2 attacks as standard. And then if there's other bonuses going on with like the Wolfenstein, for example, you can start bumping up the amount of attacks that he gets. So these are smaller squads, up to 10 models in total. Grey Hunt, the Blood Claws, you can go for a larger amount, up to 15. So this would be the smaller size squads. One Grey Hunter may take a Wolf standard. You reroll any dice rolls of 1 when making advance or charge moves for that unit as a Wolf standard. It's okay, it's not that great, really. And then the points cost 10 points. I don't see the point of spending 10 points on that, so I don't usually bother with the Wolf standard. And then we've already covered that, access to the special weapons for every 5 models. One Grey Hunter may replace his bolt pistol with a plasma pistol. That's okay, but I'm thinking more medium to long range support for these. Don't want to get in too close. These aren't really my specialists for close combat, but to provide, you know, sort of range 24 sort of firepower to aid the other units as they go in. Or it may be the case that you've had multiple units sort of pushing up and breaking through. The opponent slipped through a few units, and they're there to mop up at the back with firepower and to take down units that way. The Grey Hunter pack leader may take a chainsaw, power axe, power fist, or power sword. So that's not the extra Wolfguard model that you add. This is just sort of the regular sergeant for the squad. He's got access with 2 attacks. He's got access to those melee weapons. That's something to bear in mind, but I don't get bothered with a 2 attack model, really. The Wolfguard Terminator pack leader has got access to the usual combi weapons and Terminator melee weapons for him. I've just gone for Storm Bolter just to lend a bit of extra dagger to the squad. That's about it. I think what I'll do is really a lot of what I'm covering here is already in the Blood Claws video, but what I want to do this time is to line up the assault, the same kind of assault that we did with the Blood Claws, but I want to use these guys and I want to combine the 2 things. So a lot of firepower to soften up the target and then to charge in. So it's that kind of tactic I think would work well with these. So say that the army's assaulting in different places, and then there's a chance for these to lend a bit of support, so they move in. And the idea of these is that the firepower's still the main thing, but I think they'd be decent enough in close combat as well. And we'll keep the Terminator in there here for this squad. So there's 15 little boys and a knob. And the idea is we want to be able to perhaps bring down half of them with firepower, and then kill the other half in close combat. So see if they're up to it. No other kind of bonuses around, no reroll ones or any relics and so on. Just play the squad as it is. But I think these should be alright for a bit of mopping up action and taking targets like this. I think this would be their speciality here. So it's sort of it's an aggressive play. I think would work well. The other option is to hold back, say there's an objective further back in your lines, to sit on the objective, get into cover, and then just to provide range 24 support. There's another excellent role for them. But we'll go for the aggressive style here with these. So bolters then, I'm going to rapid fire with the bolters. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like so. And then the Terminator will add in another 4. So it just bulks that up a bit more. 3s for hits with that ballistic skill 3+. So a bit of reroll ones would definitely have helped there. Could have rerolled 6 of them. 4s for wounds. Yeah, this is the job. This is what they're meant to be doing. 6s to save. None. 7. All boys brought down. That's really, really good. Rapid fire the plasma guns, just the lower caliber here. So no worry about models being slain. 3s for wounds. No, just the 1 wound, but it'll go straight through the armour. So that's another Orc boy brought down. So happy enough. I think that's virtually 7, 8, 9. Yes, that's half the squad. We'll now charge in. So we'll chuck a tank buster bomb actually. 1 shot, misses, and then we'll go. That's the grenade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slugger shots. 1 shot, extra shot there for on the 6. 4s for a wound, no damage, and then we'll say that we charge in. 8 inches. Yeah, these are power armor Space Marines here with a nice lot of attacks. So against these kind of targets, they should do well. The Terminator then, there's 2 attacks for him, in 3s. 4s, he's done well, and he'll hack down 2 of the Orc boys. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, you know, Space Marines and their Sergeant, that's the kind of attacks you're going to get, but when you give them the chainswords, you can add in all of that there. It will make a big difference there. 3s for hits. Just a load of misses. Still might be enough. 4s to wound. And 6s to save. Double 6, that's good, but another 1, 2, 3 Orc boys brought down. That squad's in huge trouble. They virtually accomplished the mission there and have smashed into those Orc boys and have done really well. So the Orc boy can attack back here. 1 hit and no wound. And the knob. 1 hit, 1 wound and no save. So 1 Space Wolf brought down. But yeah, that's a good exchange. Great result. So Grey Hunters then, don't just think of them as a firepower unit. Definitely for against things like hordes and so on, no problem at all. Can almost match the Bloodclaws as well. So a great supporting unit, I think. Pretty impressive. So some would favour taking drop pods to drop them in. I just think it's a lot of points being spent on something that just descends down, lands, and that's it. It doesn't take too much movement to get these in range 24. So I keep mine on foot. I don't pay the points for any kind of transportation for them. I just add in that Wolfguard Terminator, and he adds a bit more to the squad, a bit more protection. Sometimes I'll talk about this here in the Bloodclaws video. If a few random shots come through that require just a normal save, I'll tank them on the Terminator here, just with a reroll on standby, and he can absorb those on the 2+. Then if it's a higher caliber shot, then I would put it onto these. You don't want to risk losing the Terminator, it's worth protecting. buried in amongst the unit. But I think it looks great as well. But I would say if you do take a Terminator, try and get the Storm Bolter on there, or some kind of combi weapon, and bury him inside the unit. Then you've got a nice bit of extra firepower to help the squad. But there it is, that's the Grey Hunters Tactica. Check out the comment section below, see what other Space Wolves players are saying. Unit size, loadouts and so on, tactics for them. It'd be great to hear what other Space Wolves players have to say. But there it is, that is the tactics and showcase video for Space Wolves Grey Hunters. Thanks for watching, keep a lookout for more videos in this series, and tune in next time.